Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Jasmy update. We want to begin this new week by taking a look at the Jasmy price set. As you remember, throughout the whole of last week, we were taking a look at the structure that we had right on that resistance so that we could actually have a clue to what was going to happen with the Jasmy price set, right? So we were taking a look at the price set on a shorter time frame right here. And we had two structures of particular interest right here. One of them was the Wyckoff distribution pattern as well as the head and shoulders pattern that we had developing the right there, right? So before we get into those, let's quickly take a look and see where we are sitting on the Jasmy price set on a grander perspective right here. So you can see that we are supported right here at something like 0.0036 all the way down to something like $0.0033 per Jasmy. So obviously what we want to see for continuation to the upside is to maintain this higher low that we have here so that you can have an opportunity to continue breaking to the upside. Once you have something like a lower low right here, in my honest opinion, it's not going to be painting a very nice picture. Or even more important, on a bigger time frame perspective, is this falling wedge that we can see on the Jasmy price set. Falling wedges are bullish patterns with about something like 66% to go ahead and reach the price target. What it means is there is a 66% chance that the Jasmy price set will hit one of these price targets. Right? So the first price target that I have for you right here, that is conservative, is something like 4.5 cents per Jasmy, which is really, really good. And then we also have something like going as high as 11 cents per Jasmy, 9 to 11 cents thereabout. That will be amazing for the Jasmy price set. So we already broke out of this falling wedge here. We had a big test. We haven't had a successful one just yet, but you can see that we came back to that range right here. I was expecting something like this to happen, obviously. And you can see that we are trying to go out of that range right here. So a bounce off of this range right here would take us right into our resistance level, the main resistance level, by the way, on the Jasmy price. So that's something like $0.008 per Jasmy, right? So this is right where you have your most important resistance. And do you remember that when we were just about to break above this resistance level, we were actually sitting in the top 100 of coins, right, in the crypto space margin? That was really, really amazing. But that was obviously the same day that, Binance came up with said news, and whatever happened, right? So I still expect the Jasmy price to go ahead and challenge this resistance one more time. And I can tell you with a high degree of certainty, the moment we break and close above this level here, I think great things are going to happen here on the Jasmy price. Now, on a 40 time frame, we're monitoring this head and shoulders pattern that you can see here with the left shoulder head as well as the right shoulder here. The thing is, we massively broke our neckline here, and then we did that with actually a big volume candle, which is one of the things that actually legitimizes these head and shoulders patterns. And then we try to, invalidate the whole structure by trying to get above the right shoulder here, breaking close above the right shoulder. But as you can see here, we fell short, and then we broke the neckline one more time with also a big volume candle. So the price target for this head and shoulders pattern was something like 0.0036, which is not far-fetched, because if you remember from the structure that I was showing you, this is one of our main support levels actually. And we haven't reached that price target just yet, but you can see that the Jasmy price that is trying to break and close above that neckline one more time with a red candle at the moment. We'll see what happens as the day progresses, obviously, but right at the moment, we are still being rejected by that neckline of ours on the head and shoulders pattern. So if the price that continues to get rejected here, you could see the Jasmy price falling slowly but surely to something like 0.0036 all the way down there, right? Obviously, on the flip side, if you would finally break and close above that neckline here, you would need something like $0.0044 per Jasmy to completely invalidate this pattern right here. So this is a key price on the Jasmy price set here. Taking a look at the Wyckoff accumulation structure, I actually showed you this one right here with a schematic that I actually pulled off from tradingcoach.co.in, and you can see here that we were following this specific stages on the Jasmy price set too, with your buying climax right pattern right here. You can see the same thing here. Obviously, you have your preliminary resistance right there as well, and then you have your automatic sell-off. You have something like that here, as well as an uppress. You can see the same thing right happening on the Jasmy price at your secondary test as well, this one and this one. And then this is your support where you show your sign of weakness as well. You can see the same thing right here happening on the Jasmy price. So we are at that stage where we are trying to test that support that was massive support then. Right now is resistance. Let me quickly go ahead and show you by means of a rectangle. So this is the area that the Jasmy price that is trying to work out right now, right? So should we get a rejection here, we could see the Jasmy price that continue to the downside, hitting that price target on the head and shoulders pattern that we were showing, something like 0.003 6 byte. obviously, if the Jasmy price set gets enough momentum and continues to the upside, what we want to see for invalidation of this pattern, we want to see $0.0044 being broken once again. And I also showed you this very important moving average that we have on a daily time frame, which is the 50-daily moving average. You can see that once you are south of this moving average, it's not really, really good for the Jasmy price set. And moreover, this moving average actually acts as resistance many times here on the Jasmy price set. Let me quickly go ahead and show you some of the instances where it is acted resistance. Look at this right here. Look at this, and then you can also take a look at, we could say this was a resistance, but let's not include it, right? Now, the thing is, we are actually looking at it as resistance at the moment, and looking at what has happened in the past, it doesn't look pretty good for the Jasmy price, right? Look at this too, right? So we need to quickly break above that resistance in the immediate short term right here, but I don't think it's too difficult for the Jasmy price to do that because it's sitting at something like 0.00442. And for invalidations of those bearish structures, we need something like 0.0044. So it's really, really important to break and close above this moving average. Now, let me quickly show you something that is optimistic on the Jasmy price set. If you remember, we were looking at this RSI and we were saying that usually we are getting rejected around the 60 mark. And as you can see that this time was not different as well. I was actually in the camp that we were probably going to see this spot being slowly worked out and breaking to the upside, but it didn't happen this time. And you can also see that we had a rejection here, we had a rejection. It has been the story really on the Jasmy price time and again. But we also have something that is optimistic here. As you can see, with your RSI, you can actually get supported from something like 40 all the way down to something like 35, right? So this is a good zone of a bounce on the RSI. We'll see what happens in here. We are looking like we have already bounced, but it's not really, really certain in my own opinion. We'll see what happens as the days progress for this week or so. This is one of the optimistic structures that I see on the Jasmy price set. Now, taking a look at the MACD on a daily time frame, you can see that the decline is actually starting to lose momentum, right? So fingers crossed, we have something like, a build up in momentum to the upside, and then we can probably finally break those resistance lines that we have on our structures. So that's pretty much it for me. But obviously, none of what I say is financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say, all right? But if you like the content, don't forget to tap the like button, share the video with friends and family. And if you could, please subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.